Hello everybody, this is Fronto Bob here. Welcome to a video on my desktop. That is right. I did not turn on my cursor before this started the video, so I'm actually gonna do that right now, actually. But, please don't change the thing. Yeah, so this is the video. Hey, capture cursor. There we go. Now I have my cursor. This video is a lot more interesting. So, yes, today I am going to give you guys my thoughts on every single throwback paint scheme, NASCAR, thingy-majiggy, from now on to the weekend. So, as you can tell by the bottom of this this part here, I'm recording this on the 27th of August. So, if any new throwback schemes are released between now and this weekend, then I'll give you my thoughts on those paint schemes in the comment section down below. If I didn't already talk about some scheme in this video already. So I'm just gonna be talking about the paint schemes on this website and this thing over here, and also yeah, that's Twitter. I'm familiar with that in just a little bit, but yeah. So of course, as you can tell, yeah, it's almost the end of the day today. And I was actually gonna wait to record this video tomorrow, except I literally have nothing else to do with my life, and for some reason I'm now in the mood to make this video, or when I say record this video, so I'm gonna do it right now. I'm not, yeah, this is just gonna be another lazy video, so there's gonna be no cheeky edits for this video. I'm just gonna post it as it is because, well, there's honestly not much reason to sort of, I guess, edit this video down because reasons. Yeah, so you may be wondering, well, yeah, I'm doing my thoughts on all the 2018 paint schemes. You're probably wondering, 2019 paint schemes. You're probably wondering what happened to the 2018 video. Well, I actually recorded the video last year, and I actually edited that one in Sony Vegas, except that video got all messed up, and I had no desire to fix it, so I was like, you know what, nah, I'll just, well, the video, I still have the VEG file for it, but I can't be bothered to mess around with it right now, so I'm just gonna do it this year. If you guys still will want the video from last year, though, then I might just upload it to YouTube, but if not, then I'll just leave it be. Anyway, so let's not mess about any longer. Let's get right to throwback. So we're starting off with a beautiful paint scheme straight off the bat. This is of course is Landing Castle's 00 paint scheme, which is, like it says here, will resemble the Corvette car that Marlon drove during his career. So this paint scheme is a really nice scheme. I really like how they have the mountains in the background. That really makes it cool. And you also have the sparkly effects or something of and of course and Starcom Fiber, they even changed their company logo to make this paint scheme look like what this paint scheme originally is supposed to be. And it all works. This paint scheme really works well. I think it's nice. It's not the flashiest thing in the world, but hey, it's pretty good as it is, to be honest, and not really much improvement. Well, I guess, well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty basic, but at the same time, it's a really nice one, so I'm gonna give it a pass. Next one, well, before we get to that one, I'm gonna go over to this one. So, yeah, so this is Kurt Busch's throwback paint, which was actually announced today, and well, pretty much Mr. Racing Fan for Life here pretty much said it himself. Oh man, this paint scheme. So yeah, this is such a lazy design, I will say. I guess Kurt Busch, you wanted to drive the paint scheme that his Camaro is in right now, and he was like, yeah, I'll take my paint scheme from the Camaro. I'll put on my race car. Boom, there's your throwback. There's Kurt Busch 2019 Darlington throwback. When this paint scheme, I think it's so plain, it's so bland. Like, you know, like on the production car, it looks fine, but on the race car, it just doesn't look that good at all. And yeah, you have all the vinyls on it, which kind of ruin it. Pretty much just Chevrolet sponsored paint scheme. I mean, you got Siemens, you got Monster Energy in the background, but this paint scheme is overall garbage, honestly. Mr. Racing Fan pretty much said himself. Anyway, okay, I hope there's nothing that you can't see on there. If there is, then, well, lol. Anyway, so on to Brad Keselowski. So, of course, once again, they are doing another throwback paint scheme to good old Rusty Wallace. And they've done this for a number of years now. And this paint scheme, I will say, is good like the rest. It's got a nice old-fashioned design, I suppose. I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but I guess it's kind of cool. They have the lining with the red and the blue and the yellow skirt, I guess you can call it. Yeah, it's mostly just a black car though, so it's nothing it's nothing that's gonna stand out. It's just a black car, I guess. But I mean, it's nice, I guess. You know, like I personally think that Keselowski's other Throwback paint schemes are a bit better than this one. But I mean, this paint is not a bad paint scheme. I guess it's not a great paint scheme, but it's not a terrible one either. So there you go. Next one we have Austin Dillon, who for some reason I thought this was a Dale Earnhardt scheme, but it's actually honoring Richie Childress's Black and Gold #3. So this paint scheme, well, it's pretty much what the description says. It's pretty much just a black base with some gold lining around the car, and I guess it does look considerably cool. It's not the greatest thing ever, but for what it is, it's not bad. I mean, it's better than just a black car all around and nothing else. The yellow lining sort of adds some personality to it. So I guess it's an okay throwback. Oh yeah, we have this, which is not really a throwback, is it? So yeah, it's not a throwback paint scheme. It is a cool scheme, I'll give it that. This paint scheme looks cool, and I like the looks of it, but it's not a throwback. So there you go. Here's Ryan Newman's Oscar Mayer car, which I think is a pretty nice scheme. Yeah, but I guess they even went as far as to wrap the Wintermobile into the paint scheme, which is not a bad thing though. I kind of wish they, well, I wonder if actually this is like the official Wintermobile, or if it's like a special Wintermobile that they built so they could have this throwback be a thing or something. But yeah, that's the scheme. It's a really nice one, though, I will say. This is definitely a scheme that will stand out, I guess we can say. And it does look pretty cool how they have the lining here and there. Yeah, not much I can say beyond that. Cool scheme, though, that I will be looking out for. Well, I say that Ryan Newman, he is a pretty bad driver, I will say, though. But this scheme, at least, is cool. So I'll give you that. So next up, we have Daniel Hemrick's number 8 Caterpillar car, and at first I wasn't quite sure what this paint scheme was supposed to be throwback to, but it's actually going back to the Caterpillar's original clothes from the 1920s. And this paint is quite cool. You know, it's interesting how you have a silverish gray background with all the lining and stuff. It's it looks like kind of a Transformer type thing. I don't know why that is, but it's cool. So yeah, not much I can say though, but it's a cool scheme. I like it, and it's one. Well, I just like it. There you go. Yeah. Next we have Chase Elliott once again throwing it back to his old man Bill Elliott. Yes, that's a quote from Mr. Slapshoes. This again is a pretty basic scheme, but it's nice, I guess. Like it's not the gray scheme in the world. It's mostly blue with some white lining, and you got some red lining as well. Yeah, it's this scheme, I guess just to wrap it all up, it's a nice basic scheme, but it's not gonna really stand out, but it's okay. I'll give it that. Here we go. This is a pretty good one that I like already. This is Eric Rules number 10 Smithfield, which is, of course, like I said, will support the colors of Tony Stewart's 2000 championship winning car. This is a paint scheme that I actually really like, because the lining here is really good, and this paint scheme, it's definitely a good recreation of said Tony Stewart's car, and it's one that I will look out for, and it's so cool. I feel like I need to download the scheme for NR 2003 just to have it as a thing, and I like it, I will say. I'm not sure if it's actually available to. I don't think it's available to download for NR 2003 already, but I'm actually gonna wait until after the Throwback weekend, or when all the throwback schemes are available on the NR 2003 Google, so that's a different story. But overall, this is a cool paint scheme. I really like it. And it's even got J.D. Gibbs on the side, so would you look at that? Yeah, this is actually, well, this paint scheme originally was when Tony Stewart would go for Joe Gibbs Racing, but even though now that's Stewart Haas Racing, they're still, honoring J.D. Gibbs. And I'll be honest, I never really knew J.D. Gibbs that well, but I guess his legacy will live on forever, I suppose. But yeah, cool scheme. I really like it. Here's another one, Denny Hamlin. This is a tribute, of course, to Darrell Waltrip. And, yeah, of course, since Darrell Waltrip is retiring from commentating, everyone's gonna throw back to Gerald Waltrip, I guess. This paint scheme, though, I really like it. The chrome numbers looks really cool. The lining here is really well done, and especially with the orange striping. Yeah, I get, it is interesting how this paint scheme, they basically took the paint scheme that Daryl Waltrip, though, and they changed the colors around a bit to match the FedEx sponsoring. But I will say that changing colors doesn't ruin this paint scheme. I still think this paint scheme is really, really cool. In fact, I think this paint scheme might actually be an improvement from what it's based on. So, Denny Hamlin, a really cool throwback. Yeah, there you go. Next, we have Ryan Blaney throwing back to the greatest NASCAR driver of all time, being Michael Waltrip, and throwing back to his Pinto car from said years. And this paint scheme, it's I want to say it's bland, but I can see where they were going with it. I mean, then again, though, this was pretty much like one of the popular styles of paint schemes from the '90s, and to be fair, I'm not really a big fan of most of the paint schemes from the '90s. Like if you were to go back '90s, I do like Earnhardt's black car that he had and Jeff Gordon's rainbow car, and there was some other cool paint schemes from that era too. But most of them I thought were just pretty. I think are pretty boring, and I'm not really a big fan of most of the paint schemes from that era. Of course, though, that's been represented on this car, and I guess this paint scheme is okay. Next, here's another Stewart's throwback. This one being resembling Tony Stewart's 2011 championship winning car, which is, again, just like Eric Brown rules, this paint scheme is cool. I really like it, and, actually, this paint scheme, it's like, it looks cool, or it looked cool on the Gen 5 car, or the standard NASCAR Cup car that existed at the time in 2011, but I think it might look a little bit cooler on the Gen 6 stock car that is the standard for today, and the Mustang as well. It's a cool paint scheme. Again, we'll be looking out for it, and again, this scheme is cool and I like it. Next one, we have this paint scheme, which, just like Harvick's paint scheme, isn't really a throwback, but apparently they're teaming up with Dwayne Chapman in his scripted series, and that's the thing, I guess. Again, like Harvick's paint scheme, this scheme is cool, but it's not a throwback. So do we count it as a throwback? I don't know, probably not. Here's Mr. Kyle Busch's throwback paint scheme. Yeah, Mr. Kyle Busch. Yeah, some people thought this paint was a little bit too simple. I actually like this paint scheme. I think the best part about this paint is that it really respects the source material. It's been recreated well on here. So, yeah, Kyle Busch being, like I said, as you can see here, being sponsored by Snickers for this race. And it's a nice design, I guess. It's not the coolest thing in the world, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. So this paint scheme again is okay. Yeah, it's okay, I guess. I'm not sure what else to say, to be honest, though. I mean, it is what it is, though. Here's Truex's number 19 Bass throwback song, and of course, like I said here, a throwback to when he won back to, when he won back to when. That is a terrible sounding. It's a throwback to when he won back to when he won the first of. Do these guys not grammar or something? Holy moly, that is not how you grammar. But yeah, that was when he won the first of two back-to-back championships in the Xfinity Series. This paint scheme, I like this one. I think it's pretty cool. Actually, that's a lie. I don't like this paint scheme a ton. I know I said that. Yeah, I was a bit delusional, I admit. But this paint scheme, again, it's nothing amazing, but it's nothing terrible either. It's okay. There you go. Oh, here's this thing. This. Apparently, Eric Jones was his late model from his rookie year, which is a pretty bland scheme. It's mostly black with red line at the top. Yeah, boring scheme. I think the sponsors really kind of ruined it for the most part. Yeah, so Eric Jones with a really weak throwback this year, so I think this one can go as one of the not so good schemes. It's just, yeah, I don't like this one. It's not that great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. It's not good either. It's just below average. There you go. This one, however, is pretty good. The number 20 world paint scheme. The Spartan 1957 Ford Sunliner raced by Wood Brothers Racing late Valley Gun Wood. Yeah, so this one is a pretty cool one. Apparently the red is shiny. I did not expect it first, but yeah, I guess this car is gonna have a candy red color, which I like. The lining here, it's It's quite cool. It's even got Glenwood on there. So this is a nice way to represent an old-fashioned paint scheme on a modern car. So overall, this paint scheme is cool, and I like it. Here's Joey Logano's Throwback scheme, which I think was actually announced today, and I will say, while I'm not a big fan of the driver, I do like this scheme. It is a nice one. It's got style. It's got character, and it's represented on this car really well from the original. And apparently, there's more stuff here. In tribute to Rich Shell's racing 50th anniversary and being a part of the history, Shell will carry a paint scheme from the 2007-2010 era on Joey Logano's Mustang. Logano also had experience with the car design from an incident at Pocono in June 2010 at Harvick, where he coined the phrase, "She, like Harvick, she wears the fire suit in that family." I don't really get what that means. Is there's a sausage outside because I didn't close my window. Like I said, I like the design of this paint scheme. It's cool, and yeah, it's another good one. Here's William Byron's paint scheme. Now this one, I am really not a fan of this paint scheme at all. Like, I get they're trying to, do a Days of Thunder thing, but this paint scheme, I think the worst part about this paint is that it's already been done before. I think Dale or somebody at Junior Motorsports actually drove this paint scheme like 2010 or 11 in the Xfinity series. Like, this paint scheme, it's been done before. Why do we need to do it again in 2019? I mean, I have nothing against Days of Thunder. In fact, I quite like that movie, and I have seen it, but this paint scheme, why? We've seen this before, and we really don't need to bring it back again. It's like, come on, man. I honestly would have much liked it if they had done another Jeff Gordon throwback. Like, I understand why they did the Rainbow Warrior thing last year, but they could have at least done another Jeff Gordon throwback from this year. But, no, we're going to go the boring route and do a Days of Thunder paint scheme. It's just, why? Why? I don't know. A lot of people seem to like this paint scheme, but I just don't. I think this paint scheme, I mean, it's not a bad representation of it, but it's just not a good scheme. Well, I mean, it's not a bad scheme either. Well, it's an okay scheme, but why? It's already been done once. Why do we need to do it again? Honestly, I think another Jeff Gordon throwback would have worked a lot better. Like, hey, you did his Rainbow Warrior paint scheme last year. Why don't you do the flames that he had in like 2001 this year? That would have been so much cooler. I honestly would have preferred that much more than this. So, yeah. Yeah, so the paint scheme isn't bad, but the idea behind it is just rubbish, I'm afraid. This is another scheme, of course. This one's Corey Joyce, which represents the Nestle Crunch car that was drove in the early 90s in the Xfinity series. Again, it has a nice old style to it. I'm not a humongous fan of these old style paints, but this one is it's kind of cool. I'll give it that. I like the way that the rear end wraps around the car. And, this paint scheme, it's fine. It's nothing insane, but it's nothing rubbish either. It's fine. That's what I'm trying to say about this one. Number 34, Front Row Motorsports. This one, Iron Jim Means, number 52, Alka Seltzer Pontiac. This paint scheme is actually kind of a cool look to it. The way that they seem to have added some sort of some depth into the base paint scheme, and it makes up for the lack of stars and stripes that you would get on other cars. Am I crazy? This is offset. I'm gonna move that to center just a little bit. I mean, that's gonna come off awkward in the video, but anyway, so this is the iconic part of blue car in the late 80s and early 90s. It's not a bad scheme. And it definitely stands out. So, overall, it's an alright scheme. Look at that. Matt Tifft! I hate Matt Tifft so much. Yeah, but Matt Tifft will remember his family roots with a special paint scheme that pays tribute to his childhood dirt track hero, David. When Tifft was growing up, his dad owned a dirt late model driven by Michigan Motorsports Hall of Famer. Yeah, I know I can't pronounce the name in my life, but please don't quote me. It's usually they have Tifft on the bottom here, but wow, is it just this blue scheme, or is there more to it that they're not showing here? Is this some stuff on the front or the rear is just all blue? Because if it's just blue, then this paint scheme, it'll stand out, but it's one of the most boring things out there. Holy moly, yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that honestly fits the driver. You know, a boring scheme for a boring driver. There you go. And this, yeah, this design, I don't like it. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the not so good schemes this year, I'm afraid. This one might be even less good though. This is the yeah, Shriners blah 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 will honor fellow Shriner. Jeez. David Pearson. Yeah, there's a Pearson throwback, and yet it doesn't respect the source material that well, I will say. I mean, the pace on its own, it's actually kind of good. But when you compare it to the Cowboys over here, it's completely wrong. The blue is wrong. Everything's wrong, honestly. Yeah, but I mean, this painting on its own is fine, I guess. It's kind of cool. I like it a little bit, but if you compare it to what's based off of, it's all wrong. But again, on its own, it's all right. It's pretty good, actually. Another Tony Stewart throwback. Yep, of course. Yeah, let's just say I like all of the Tony Stewart throwbacks, and this one I like it too. And it's from my boy Danny Suarez. Yes, indeed. And this one resembling his 2005 Championship car, and yeah, this one, funnily enough, this was originally the Home Depot car. So this one has a simpler design. I guess this one is the most basic design out of all the Tony Stewart throwbacks. But I think the thing that works for me is the fact that it has this bright orange, which looks really nice, and the black and white makes this paint scheme look the better. So, another cool scheme. Of course, it's the most basic out of the three, but you know what? I still like it. It's still good. Here's Bubba Wallace. Yeah, strange enough, RPM this year now I'm throwing back to Richie Petty. No, they're throwing back to Adam Petty. Yeah, so this scheme is a tribute to Adam's ARCA Racing Series victory at Charlotte in '98, and it was his only career win in the series. Yeah, I was also Victor Junction sponsor. Yeah, Adam Petty. There's a pretty good way to honor him because, you know, Adam Petty, rightly so, he was featured in the Gone Too Soon series, and so there's that. But this scheme though is really nice. I like it. It's it's a nice change from the usual Petty blue. I like it. It's got a nice style, and it's been represented well on the Cup car, and I like it. It's cool. Hey, this one is for my boy Ryan Priest, and this painting, you know, of course some people were saying, hey, you could have thrown back to this instead, but this painting though, from my boy Priest, this is a nice one. Well, okay, the hood maybe it's a bit inaccurate, you can tell by that, but you know what, mixing the modern design with the old throwback scheme, this is actually a pretty nice one. I'm not being biased in this land. I'm not being biased with the fact that Ryan Priest is one of my favorite drivers in the Cup series, but this scheme, though, I will say, is nice. You know, this one is a bit more on the simple side, but you know, this scheme works. I'll say, because I have a stuffy nose now for some reason. But this scheme works, and it's a likable one. So yeah, and to my boy Priest, so even better. Here's another one, Jimmy Johnson. Oh yes, indeed. Yeah, I don't know why. For some reason, some people don't really like this scheme, but I do. I think the lightning bolt really works, and you know what? I actually agree with Mr. NASCAR IndyCar 40 on Twitter. I think that's what his name is on Twitter. Yeah. I actually agree with him on this paint scheme. I think it's definitely a cool scheme, and the lightning bolt works, and of course, a throwback to Jimmy Johnson's Baja days, and the paint scheme on his Baja truck is represented well on his Cup car. And honestly, you know, I mean, the regular ally scheme that Jimmy Johnson has now, while it isn't bad, this throwback scheme he's in so much better. And you know what? This should have been the regular scheme. Like, you know, you know what ally could have done is that since they came up with such a design that was just so like meh, I guess they could have just been like, hey, you know, we'll make our scheme, a thing on Jimmy Johnson's Baja scheme, so, you know, Jimmy Johnson can kind of go back to his roots, and it looks cool, but, yeah. But for this one, throwback race, it's definitely a cool scheme, and I like it. I like it a lot. Some people, though, disliked it for the fact that they were like, this part isn't blue, it looks stupid, but, I think the blue actually makes it even better. I think if this were blue, like some people thought it was going to be, it would have honestly looked a bit more ugly, but with the fact that it's all purple, it's cool. It is very, very cool. So overall, cool scheme, and it's definitely one. Well, yeah, it's a scheme to look out for. Here's a boring one. It's Rick Racing's thingy car. Oh, apparently it's a Stroker Ace theme, resembling a ticking car. Really? You're throwing it back to Stroker. Wait, am I insane, or was Stroker Ace considered like one of the worst racing movies ever or something? I'm not too sure actually. But this paint scheme, wow, is it bland? It's literally just red with some stickers on it. Need I say more? Yeah, here's Bowman's scheme, another nice one. This one's honors Tim Richmond, and I like the metallic red this thing has, and the gold too. You know, this paint scheme, while it is simple, I like how they gave it a bit of a flake to sort of modernize this paint scheme. But in this paint scheme, it's definitely not a flashy design, but you know, it is one that I can get behind, and I actually kind of like this scheme. I won't say it's great, but it is good, at least. So there's that. And finally, for the Cup Series, we have Matt Debris, and apparently this is going to have an IMSA GTO throwback paint scheme. Yeah, so the championship winning IMSA GTO Toyota carried the classic red, orange, and yellow stripe scheme, which stands for Toyota Pros in American Motorsports. Hey, these colors will actually sort of also represent that one Toyota bomb truck in Forza Horizon 4, a game that I barely play anymore. This paint scheme, yeah, it's a bit of a bland one. It's pretty much just white with a few stripes and stuff. So, I get where they were going with this paint scheme, but it's not great. It's not terrible. But it's average, I guess. Says that. We're not done yet. We have the Xfinity cars to do. So here we have Mr. Cole of Custer. This one being this production alliance, which I actually just found out about today. I'll probably this page this page release. So there you go. I'm going to link the links to both these websites in the description down below, so you can have a look at these paints yourself if you want to. I don't see that now. 26 minutes into the video. Probably would have been better if I said at the beginning of the video, but I don't know. Anyway, so this is Cole Custer's throwback paint scheme, and it's a pretty simple design. It's pretty much just black with some striping. It's meh. I've seen more original designs, but I guess I've also seen less original designs. But yeah, this paint scheme, meh, seen better. This is a nice simple design. It's Michael Annette's Baby Ruth scheme. What? Wait, so Baby Ruth came back? Oh, of course there's no descriptions for these schemes because reasons. But yeah, there's a this here, it's a Baby Ruth car because I guess for some reason Baby Ruth is not coming back to be sponsored this paint scheme, which is a pretty basic design, I will say. Again, I get where they were going with this paint scheme, but wow. It is so basic. Like, it's like just white with a few striping. Yeah. Yeah, this one's simple, but it doesn't really work for me. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, funny fact. Let's go back to... Actually, I think Jeff Gordon drove this paint scheme in his Xfinity Series days. I think that's when it was. Before, when he went up to the Cup Series, became a Rainbow Warrior. But, yeah, this paint scheme, pretty bland. Honestly, I think they could have done a better throwback for this scheme, but... I don't know. It's definitely not a good scheme, though. I can tell you that much. And here's Reddick. Yeah, Reddick, who's actually proved himself this week. Yeah, so Reddick. Yeah, now he's starting to become a real champion as opposed to a fake champion. Yeah, he didn't deserve this championship in 2018, but he might actually deserve the championship in 2019. Even though I'd rather have to undergo to Bell, but yeah. Anyway. That's Red's throwback paint scheme, and I'm like, yeah, I was a bit iffy on the scheme at one point, and I felt like, wasn't really respecting source material that well. I mean, the paint scheme on its own is actually a pretty cool one. I kind of like the design of it, but, actually, it's a really nice design, I will say. Like, look at that, how it wraps around the car. It is a really nice design now, I've just decided, but, I guess it's not the most accurate thing to what's based off of, but what is, it's good, I guess. I guess while it doesn't really respect source material that well, it's a cool paint scheme on its own. At 7-Eleven as well, so there you go. Although just go 2 more 11s and you'll make George W. Bush proud. Anyway, yeah, this is another scheme. This one's being driven by BJ McLeod. Why is he in the sport? I have absolutely no idea. But this is his scheme, and the design of the number is a bit cartoony, I'll say. And the yellow lining in here places there is kind of cool, but the rest of it's kind of generic. Like this wrapping around the bomb here, it's... It doesn't really appeal to me, to be honest. You know, it's yeah. I've seen better schemes, I guess. Again, yeah. Well, yeah. Again, yeah. So because this paint scheme is average. Here's all Geyer with the throwback paint scheme. This one is being sponsored by Arma Vienna Sausage. Yeah, that's an interesting sponsor. And this paint scheme, yeah, it's kind of cool. They did the lining here, but there's not really too many vibrant colors. It's just white with gold and blue. So it's not a very vibrant scheme, though. So also like how it's an iRacing. Yeah, that's the thing. Speaking of iRacing, they actually recently updated this Camaro model. Yeah, this is actually the older Camaro model from like the early 2010s, but iRacing actually recently released the Camaro that they're actually using now in the Xfinity series. So yeah, that. But this paint scheme, it's yeah, I can't speak anymore. But yeah, it's fine. It's nothing insane, but it's nothing too far. So there you go, it's fine. Ah yes, Junior Nation. We can't forget about it. What a bland design, though. Wow, it's just blue with an old style number with whatever this is on the hood. Yeah. Yeah, Junior Age is going to be back at the track on this weekend with a pretty bland, boring paint scheme, I'll say. Yeah, I get that this paint scheme is going back to Ralph Earnhardt, I think it is, or yeah, it's definitely Ralph. Or is it Ralph Earnhardt, or is it Dale Sr. in like his early career or something? I don't know, but regardless. Pretty boring scheme. I guess the white tires make it look a little bit cooler, but meh. Again, I've seen better. This was released in Haley, and I don't even know anything. I don't even know anything about the scheme. Like, what is this based off of? Honestly, like, if only they would have the gosh darn descriptions on what the paint scheme is about. But no, they can't do it for the Xfinity series because talent. But yeah, there's this paint scheme. It's yeah, as my voice goes on, it's okay, yeah, but it's about as uncreative as this, I'm afraid. Yeah, I've seen better. Alright, GD Motorsport boys, going back to who did this car again? I it's on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot who exactly drove this car. Was it who was it? I can't remember who it was. Was it Tim Richmond? I think it was Tim Richmond. I'm not sure. I think it was Tim Richmond, but I don't actually know. But yeah, it's like a GD Motorsports in the car though. But this paint scheme. Oh man, another really uncreative scheme. Just bland red with vinyls. Yeah, bland, boring, uncreative, unoriginal. Get out of here. Bad scheme. Or bland scheme. And this plays on the new Toyota Supra. Get it? Soup, like soup, but Supra. Yeah, Predator him on the Sport Clips haircut. Throwback in. Another really boring and unimaginative scheme. What do you know? It's just red with white lining. Yeah, wow, really unimaginative scheme. I'm sorry, but that is just a boring scheme. They could have done so much more, but yeah. In fact, no, Sport Clips, these had some nice designs in the past. But now we have this rubbish. Why? Come on, Sport Clips, you can do better than that. Well, makes that design. I don't know who's driving this car. Again, no description. Why? Why are you so lazy to write a description for these schemes? I don't even know if this was a throwback. I don't even know what's throwback to. I don't even know anything behind the scheme. Well, I guess look at the scheme as a whole. Actually a pretty nice one how they did it. I like how they did the fading in the black and the stylish back here. The scheme is a nice one, I will say. It's a nice scheme, even though I have no idea who's driving it or what this paint scheme is based off of. But looking at it by itself, it's alright. Oh yeah. Jeremy Clements. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I said about this? Yeah, take everything that I said about this and apply it to this, and that's my opinion. Brendan Brown, I think this is. Yeah, Brendan Brown. He even says the name on the car. This face has a bit of an interesting design. Now it's a swooping thing, swooping here, and it's got the lining here, and yeah, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but overall, this paint scheme is fine. I'll give it that. It's fine. It's nothing special, but it's fine. And finally, we have Mr. Chase Briscoe, and ooh, say, look at those, look at that exhaust pipe. That is nice. Definitely a very nice paint scheme. Better than the scheme that Ford did last year with Cindric, when the 60 car existed. But this paint scheme is definitely a nice design. How it swoops around and swoops across the car. It's got a nice style. You know, overall, it's got style, it's got character, and overall, I like it. So there you go. I guess I shouldn't have closed out the cup window because now you're not gonna have noise. Well, yeah, I can't look into some of my favorite, but yeah, I guess there you go. As I'm sneezing for some reason. Oh, hey, we have this one here. Breathe more. Yeah, I'm sneezing this video, but overall, this paint scheme is definitely one of the better ones. One of the ones. This paint scheme is nice. This scheme is nice. This scheme is nice. But I think if you have an idea of what are some of my favorites, I think to give you a good idea, I would say all of the Tony Stewart throwback paint schemes, and this paint scheme is really nice as well, and this one too. So there you go. As I continue to steam my sausages out, there you go. That is my thoughts on every single Darlington throwback paint scheme as of now. Of course, I bet you that Kyle is going to come out with a paint scheme, but like I said, if any new throwback paint schemes come to the internet between now and the throwback weekend, I'll leave my thoughts on that paint scheme in the comment section of this video. So as I continue to sneeze my sausages out because the weather's changing apparently, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit of a long one and it's not edited at all, but take it for what you will. That's this video. I do hope you guys have enjoyed it though. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video. I was going to say something else, but I forgot what it was. So anyway, I think that's all I have to say. Yeah, I think that should be all I have to say. Oh yeah, I'll be watching both Darlington races as well, so But yeah, end of the video. See you guys next time. Bye-bye!